Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we're diving deep into the riveting twists and turns awaiting Port Charles for the week of October 6th, where secrets unravel and alliances shatter in unexpected ways. As the drama intensifies in the iconic town of Port Charles, Willow Tate finds herself on the edge of emotional collapse when Harrison Chase and Anna Devane execute a high-stakes search warrant that cuts right to the heart of her vulnerabilities. Picture this: the air thick with tension as law enforcement officers descend upon a key location, rifling through hidden drawers and locked compartments, all while Willow watches helplessly from the sidelines. Her distress isn't just fleeting worry, it's a profound unraveling, sparked by the fear that long-buried truths about her past actions could surface and upend her fragile family life. Chase, ever the determined detective with his sharp instincts honed from years on the force, leads the charge alongside Anna, whose international espionage background makes her the perfect partner in peeling back layers of deception. Fans, brace yourselves for Willow's raw breakdown scenes, where tears and whispered pleas reveal just how deeply this raid threatens her sense of security, potentially exposing connections to the recent chaos surrounding Drew Kane's shooting that no one saw coming. Adding to the week's fiery confrontations, Britt Westburn emerges as a force of unyielding resolve, delivering a cutting retort that leaves her target reeling and the audience buzzing with speculation. Britt, the brilliant but battle-scarred doctor who's navigated betrayals and resurrections alike, isn't holding back this time. Her stern response could target a close ally or a shadowy adversary, laced with the kind of icy precision that only someone with her medical expertise and personal vendettas can muster. Imagine Britt in a dimly lit hospital corridor, her eyes narrowing as she unleashes words that slice through pretense, demanding accountability for manipulations that have haunted her for years. This moment isn't isolated, it's a pivotal escalation in Britt's arc, hinting at deeper entanglements with Port Charles' criminal underbelly, where her return has already stirred up old ghosts and new rivalries. Kicking off the intrigue, Alexis Davis steps into her role as the shrewd lawyer and protective confidant, issuing a pointed warning to Sonny Corinthos that echoes through the corridors of power. In the mob world, Sonny, the enduring kingpin whose life is a tapestry of loyalty tests and narrow escapes, is cautiously warming up to Veronica Ronnie Bard, a newcomer whose enigmatic charm hides layers of ambition. As they share tense conversations over coffee in a secluded diner, Alexis pulls Sonny aside, her voice low and urgent, cautioning him about the risks of misplaced trust. Ronnie's sudden ascent to control of the Quartermain mansion evolved dramatically. During the reading of Monica Quartermain's will in the Grand Estates library raises red flags for Alexis, who senses a web of deceit woven into the legal documents. Could this be a calculated power grab, with forged signatures or coerced beneficiaries? Enter Martin Gray, the silver-tongued attorney whose shady dealings have long skirted the edges of ethics. If he's orchestrating will-related fraud, perhaps tampering with clauses to favor Ronnie, his downfall seems inevitable as Alexis's investigative prowess closes in. Picture Martin sweating under cross-examination, his usual suave demeanor cracking as evidence of digital alterations and backroom deals comes to light, turning the Quartermain legacy into a battleground for inheritance wars. Shifting gears to heartfelt dilemmas, Giovanni Joe Palmieri stands at a crossroads that could redefine his future in the arts, grappling with a decision that tugs at his soul and his commitments. Joe, the talented musician whose violin once filled concert halls with passion, has been adrift since personal losses dimmed his spark. But this week brings a surge of introspection. Will he dust off his instrument and reclaim his gift, fulfilling the solemn vow he made to perform at Donna Corinthos' birthday celebration? Envision the scene, a cozy family gathering at the Corinthos home, balloons and laughter in the air, interrupted by Gio's internal debate as he holds the violin case, memories of his late mentor flooding back. This choice isn't mere nostalgia, it's a profound step toward healing, potentially leading to impromptu jam sessions with local talents or even collaborations that bridge Port Charles' divided communities, adding a layer of emotional depth to the festivities and reminding us how music can mend fractured bonds. In a plotline that promises seismic shifts, Portia Robinson receives earth-shattering news that propels her into uncharted territory, forever altering the trajectory of her professional and personal worlds. Portia, the resilient chief of staff at General Hospital whose life has been a whirlwind of medical crises and family secrets, stares at a small white stick in her private office, the two pink lines confirming a pregnancy that defies her carefully planned existence. This revelation isn't just biological, it's a catalyst for reflection on her relationship with Curtis Ashford, strained by recent suspicions, and her role as a mother to Trina, now facing her own trials. As Portia processes the implications, mourning sickness clashing with emergency surgeries, heartfelt talks with her daughter about expanding the family, viewers will witness her blend of joy and terror, exploring themes of unexpected beginnings amid the hospital's relentless pace. This twist could ripple outward, influencing hospital policies on staff pregnancies or sparking supportive alliances with colleagues, like Elizabeth Baldwin, turning Portia's journey into a beacon of resilience for women navigating career and motherhood in high-pressure environments. The search warrant drama reaches fever pitch as Anna Devane and Harrison Chase storm the Quartermain estate, their mission zeroing in on a relic from Edward Quartermain's collection, an antique pistol, suspected in the attempted murder of Drew Kane. The sprawling mansion, with its opulent chandeliers and hidden safes, becomes a labyrinth of clues as the duo combs through dusty attics and locked studies, uncovering yellowed letters and faded photos that hint at long-forgotten feuds. Edward's weapon, a symbol of the family's storied ruthlessness, might bear microscopic traces linking it to the rooftop ambush on Drew, who barely survived the bullet that grazed his temple. Anna's tactical expertise shines as she deciphers cryptic engravings on the gun, while Chase's local knowledge uncovers tampered evidence logs, building a case that implicates insiders with motives tied to corporate espionage or personal grudges. This raid isn't without peril. Expect close calls with booby-trapped drawers, or confrontations with defensive family members, shading the suspense. As justice inches closer to the shadows of privilege, Willow's spiral deepens into outright despair, a storm of emotions that could fracture her marriage and expose her deepest regrets, prompting Michael Corinthos to intervene with unyielding pressure. As Willow paces her sunlit living room, flashbacks to the night of the shooting torment her. Did her anonymous tip or hidden involvement play a role in Drew's peril? Michael, the strategic heir to the Corinthos empire, corners her in a charged standoff, brandishing leverage that could be photographic proof framing her as the shooter, or documents revealing her as the elusive baby stalker from months ago. His eyes fierce with a mix of love and betrayal, Michael demands answers, weaving in threats of legal repercussions or family estrangement to force her hand. Alternatively, Willow's turmoil might erupt from Chase's off-the-record bombshell, slipping her details on the judge bribery scheme unearthed in Drew's wall safe, including ledgers of payoffs and witness statements that shatter alibis. This breach of protocol leaves Willow disoriented, her mind racing through escape routes and moral quandaries, as the weight of impending choice, confess, flee, or fight, threatens to consume her, drawing in allies like Sasha Gilmore for emotional support amid the chaos. On a lighter yet poignant note, Carly Spencer reunites with Elizabeth Baldwin in a candid coffee shop meetup that reignites their complicated friendship, bonded by mutual disdain for Britt Westburn's disruptive return. Carly, the fiery entrepreneur whose diner buzzes with gossip, slides into the booth across from Liz, the steadfast nurse grappling with her own demons, and they dive into shared frustrations over Britt's meddling, from eye rolls about Britt's superior attitude in the OR to whispers of past schemes involving falsified records. Their conversation peels back layers of resentment, perhaps even plotting subtle countermeasures like anonymous tips to HR. This alliance isn't superficial, it's a rare moment of solidarity for two women who've clashed as much as collaborated, potentially evolving into joint investigations if Britt's actions endanger patients. Adding intrigue to the hospital's daily grind, Britt's no-nonsense demeanor peaks in a blistering exchange, where she confronts a figure from her past with accusations flying like daggers, zeroing in on Nathan West and his suspiciously convenient memory gaps. If Nathan is unmasked as the puppet master behind Britt's recent ordeals, perhaps as her covert boss pulling strings from afar, she won't hesitate to grill him in a sterile exam room, her stethoscope dangling like a weapon as she probes for inconsistencies. Nathan, the once heroic cop now adrift in fogged recollections, might falter under her scrutiny, his responses laced with programmed hesitations or flashes of recognition that betray deeper tampering. Speculation runs wild. Has Caesar Fazen's sinister legacy resurfaced through experimental serums, or Peter August's digital hacks rewritten Nathan's neural pathways, installing false memories to control him? Or could it be a fresh villain, like a rogue WSB operative, hijacking Nathan's body for espionage? Britt's interrogation promises pulse-pounding revelations, from hidden tattoos marking alterations to frantic denials that crumble. reshaping alliances and unleashing a cascade of betrayals. Curtis Ashford, the perceptive private investigator whose instincts rarely falter, confides a bold theory to Portia that casts suspicious shadows over Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson in connection to Drew Kane's shooting. Over a quiet dinner at their favorite waterfront spot, Curtis lays out his hypothesis: surveillance footage anomalies, suggesting Kai's unexplained presence near the crime scene, coupled with Trina's emotional ties to Drew that might have motivated interference. Portia, torn between maternal protectiveness and professional duty, listens intently as Curtis details timeless Kai's alibi riddled with gaps. Trina's phone pings aligning to perfectly, potentially framing the incident as a misguided attempt to shield family secrets. This disclosure strains their bond, prompting late-night arguments and Curtis's solo stakeouts, but it could also unite them in a quest for truth, involving discreet chats with Dex Heller for backup intel and heightening the stakes, if evidence points to broader conspiracies within the Robinson circle. Finally, Jack Brennan crosses paths with Jocelyn Jacks in a mentorship moment that blends opportunity with stern boundaries, assigning her a prime role at Port Charles University, while forbidding any romantic entanglements with S. Vaughn. Brennan, the authoritative figure with a knack for spotting potential, meets Joss in a bustling campus cafe, outlining her new duties, perhaps leading a student council initiative on community outreach that play to her activist spirit. Yet, his warning is crystal clear: no distractions from Vaughn, the brooding artist whose chemistry with Joss crackles like electricity, their stolen glances in lecture halls already fueling rumors. Joss, rebellious at her core, chafes under the directive, her defiant spark hinting at clandestine meetups or bold challenges to authority. From skipping assigned tasks for late-night adventures to rallying friends against perceived overreach. As the week unfolds, Joss's choices could ignite a subplot of youthful defiance, clashing with Brennan's oversight and drawing in Carly for protective interference, ensuring Port Charles remains a hotbed of forbidden passions and ambitious pursuits. Next, we're unraveling the shocking saga of Nathan West's return to Port Charles, where a once beloved hero might be morphing into the villain everyone's dreading. The buzz around Nathan West's dramatic reappearance on ABC General Hospital is hitting fever pitch, with leaks painting a picture of his car crash survival as anything but a simple miracle, evolving into a nightmare that has online forums lighting up like fireworks on New Year's Eve. After years of absence, Nathan emerges from the wreckage not just disoriented by amnesia, but infused with a sinister edge that mirrors the ruthless cunning of his late father, Caesar Faison, transforming the compassionate detective into a potential mastermind of malice. This chilling evolution, whispered through insider teasers, stems from his lost years spent in a clandestine laboratory, much like the tortuous experiments Britt Westburn endured during her own captivity, where shadowy scientists rewired loyalties and erased identities. Fans are left breathless, questioning if this is the ultimate inheritance of Faison's dark DNA, a genetic curse that amplifies Nathan's suppressed aggressive traits, or a deliberate sabotage designed to dismantle the heroic facade he built as a cop fighting for justice in Port Charles. As the storyline unfolds, expect Nathan's eyes to harden with unfamiliar calculation during his first post-crash encounters, his voice dropping to a gravelly timbre that sends shivers through even the toughest residents, hinting at a man who's not just forgotten his past, but is actively plotting to rewrite it. Diving deeper into Nathan's resurrection, confirmed through irrefutable DNA matches and fingerprint scans that left the WSB scrambling to verify his identity. What was meant to be a tearful homecoming has twisted into a harbinger of havoc. Picture the sterile recovery room at General Hospital, where monitors beep erratically as Nathan stirs, his first words not pleas for his loved ones, but cryptic mutterings about unfinished vendettas, echoing Faison's obsession with control and revenge. Leaks suggest that during his captivity, rogue operatives subjected him to experimental neuroprogramming, implanting subliminal triggers that awaken dormant villainous impulse, perhaps triggered by a specific phrase or sight from his Port Charles life. Like the sight of Maxie Jones' favorite scarf, this brainwashing isn't subtle, it's a full immersion, forcing Nathan to relive simulated scenarios of betrayal and power plays. Much like Faison's infamous psychological games that once ensnared Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio, the heartbreak intensifies for those who remember Nathan as the steadfast partner who sacrificed everything for Maxie and their son James. No, his potential schemes could involve infiltrating the Quartermain Empire for leverage, or sabotaging ongoing investigations into Casadini family secrets. all while his internal struggle flickers in fleeting moments of confusion. Like a glitch in the matrix of his reprogrammed mind, Liesel Obrecht, his indomitable mother, stands at the epicenter of this turmoil, her initial elation at his survival curdling into gut-wrenching dread, as she recognizes the predatory glint in his eyes, reminiscent of the man she once loved and lost to his own madness. As Nathan's dark transformation takes center stage, the ripple effects on his inner circle are poised to shatter long-held bonds. With Maxie Jones' fragile coma recovery hanging in the balance like a sword of Damocles, Maxie, the vibrant fashion editor whose indomitable spirit has weathered scandals from corporate espionage to personal heartbreaks, lies vulnerable in her hospital bed, unaware that the man she mourned for years might now orchestrate her downfall from the shadows. If Nathan's villainous arc leads him to target her perhaps by manipulating her recovery meds, or planting false evidence to frame her in a deception fraud schemite, would be a devastating betrayal, turning their fairy tale romance into a cautionary tale of corrupted love. Britt Westburn, Nathan's half-sister and fellow survivor of experimental horrors, could find her own buried traumas resurfacing, especially if the Five Poppies lab teased those infamous facilities, where subjects were conditioned like lab rats link back to Nathan's ordeal, forcing a tense sibling alliance fraught with suspicion and reluctant empathy. Liesel's role amplifies the family drama. As a brilliant but morally flexible doctor, she might delve into forbidden research to reverse the programming, racing against time in hidden Metro court basements stocked with pilfered serums, her maternal instincts clashing with the fear that saving Nathan means confronting the monster she helped create through her ties to Faison. This convergence of secrets promises explosive confrontations, where whispered accusations fly in dimly lit corridors, and alliances form uneasily, potentially drawing in Damien Spinelli, Maxie's tech-savvy ex, whose impending proposal could detonate into a cyber war if he uncovers Nathan's digital footprints, leading to hacked WSB files. The fanbase's reaction to these spoilers is a powder keg of emotions, splitting the general hospital community into fervent defenders and outraged purists, with social media threads stretching into the wee hours dissecting every leaked frame. On platforms like Twitter and Reddit, supporters of the twist champion it as a bold narrative stroke, applauding Tyler Christopher's successor, Tyler Pavey, for the chance to flex his dramatic chops in portraying a Nathan Laird, with moral ambiguitimogen fan art flooding feeds of a brooding Nathan in a tailored suit, lurking in Port Charles' foggy docks, his violin case swapped for a briefcase of illicit plans. These enthusiasts draw parallels to Faison's enduring shadow, arguing that extending his legacy through Nathan honors the soap's rich history of psychological depth, especially in the wake of John Lindstrom's iconic performance, and could spawn epic multi-episode arcs involving international chases or underground resistance networks. Yet, the backlash is thunderous, with petitions circulating on Facebook groups decrying the move as character assassination, insisting that Nathan's Corihis unwavering loyalty and gentle heroism deserves a redemptive return, not a villainous pivot that tarnishes his memory as Maxie's soulmate. One viral post captures the sentiment: Nathan was our light in the chaos. Turning him dark feels like GH ripping out our hearts just to watch us bleed. This divide intensifies around Maxie's storyline, her coma, induced by a mysterious toxin that mirrors old Faison plots, symbolizes fragile hope, and any hint of Nathan undermining her awakening, say, by delaying treatments for his own gain, could alienate viewers en masse, sparking boycott threats and heated live tweet sessions during episodes. Weaving through the controversy, Liesel Obrecht's emotional odyssey adds profound layers to the narrative, as her reunion with Nathan swings from euphoric hugs in the Obrecht family crypt to horrified realizations that could redefine her legacy in Port Charles. Liesel, the eccentric genius whose life has been a whirlwind of mad science and fierce protectiveness, might initially dismiss the changes as crash-induced trauma, prescribing experimental therapies drawn from her black market contacts in Eastern Europe. But as Nathan's actions escalate, perhaps orchestrating a subtle heist on the Casadini vaults, for leverage against rivalshire dread mounts, torn between disowning the son who embodies her greatest love and fighting to reclaim him, through unorthodox means, like hypnosis sessions in secluded LQ boardrooms. This internal conflict humanizes Liesel, showcasing her vulnerability beneath the brash exterior, and could intersect with broader WSB intrigues involving Jen Sidwell, a shadowy operative whose past dealings with Faison experiments might hold the key to deprogramming Nathan, leading to high-stakes interrogations in neutral Swiss clinics. Fans speculate wildly on tie-ins to Casadini scandals, envisioning Nathan's villainy as a pawn in Helena's posthumous revenge plots, complete with holographic messages and encrypted diaries that force Liesel to ally with unlikely figures like Anna Devane, blending family loyalty with espionage thriller elements for a storyline that's equal parts heartbreaking and thrilling. Looking ahead, the potential for Nathan's arc to redeem itself keeps die-hard viewers hooked, with teasers hinting at an internal battle where glimmers of his true self break through the Phazon fog, perhaps triggered by a heartfelt letter from James, or a confrontation with Spinelli's unyielding friendship. If this villainy proves temporary, a tragic anti-hero phase fueled by reversible conditioning, it could culminate in a redemption saga that sees Nathan dismantling his own schemes, sacrificing personal safety to protect Maxie during a climactic hospital siege. Yet, if the writers commit to permanence, linking it to larger conspiracies like a WSB mole network or renewed Poppy's threats, it risks alienating the core audience that tunes in for emotional anchors amid the drama. Either way, this twist elevates Nathan from ghost to game-changer, forcing characters like Britt to unearth her own suppressed memories in therapy sessions that reveal parallel lab horrors, and Liesel to navigate moral gray areas that test her bonds with the Spencers and Baldwins. The Obrecht clan's darkening path underscores GH's knack for exploring nature versus nurture, with Nathan's journey potentially inspiring spin-off discussions on mental health and soap operas. Are you bracing for Nathan West's villainous plunge, or hoping for a heroic comeback that saves his soul? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more ABC General Hospital spoilers straight from the heart of Port Charles.